Well, hello there. Well, hello there, honey. Why don't you go sit yourself down, honey? I'll go make you breakfast. Well, hello there. Um, yeah, I'm using a different mic than usual right now. I keep having like issues with this newer mic I got, which is like more of a piece of shit. This mic I'm using right now is my dad had it from when I was a kid. I mean, this mic is old as hell. This mic is like it's actually damaged looking, like it's dented, but it works better than this new mic I got. Why? Because everything, like I talked about in another episode, everything breaks now. Everything doesn't last. This mic has been through hell and back, buddy. It's been on so many road gigs, you know what I mean? I smoked cigarettes and I put them out on this fucking mic. It's road tested. It's road hog approved, man. Yeah, so I have to like buy somebody's old used mic that's like better. Like everything is not built good anymore. Everything is built literally, I think, to break shortly after you buy it now. Like there's some things I own that I just kind of fixed that, like I done. This one pair of headphones I have, you know what? Let me put this foam thing on here. Okay. It's supposed to, if you say, I got that filter on there, so it should be a little better now. Yeah, I mean, this is road tested, man. Now it's a little less loud. Yeah, man. I've been getting all kind of conspiracy theories lately, Well, not really theories, but been thinking about a lot of things lately, guys. And I mean, you guys tune in for me to give you the down low and everything. Like, the revolution is coming, guys. It's time to organize. It's time to organize and get boots on the ground right now. The time for revolution is now, okay? The time for sitting around and just living your life, putting your feet up, that's gone. You guys let that go away. And now we're stuck with where it is now. Revolution is now. If you don't get up now and do something, you might as well never do it. I got all my canned goods ready. I got all my military grade food ready to go. I got a shed I built from my bare fucking hands from the bones of animals I hunted myself. It's like, why am I sneezing so much lately? Why do I have these sniffles all the time? Let me tell you why. I'm allergic to the shit that they're serving us, okay? I'm allergic to this disinfo and misinfo and malinfo. How many types of info do we need to know about? Because I got them all. It's like crazy to me that like no one was talking about misinfo or disinfo before 2016 election, around that time. That's when it came out. Why? Because I feel like Hillary Clinton started talking about it because of Trump and Russia and all that shit. Russiagate. That's like no one ever talked about that before. I mean, we've had the internet for how long? I've never heard about misinformation until Hillary lost the election. What can I blame this on? Well, there's a lot of misinformation about actually Pizzagate too. Remember the Pizzagate stuff? That's when they started talking about the misinfo. We need to really get a panel together to like combat this misinformation that for some reason we only start talking about when Pizzagate and WikiLeaks. Honestly, like how hard is it? Like, it's almost harder to not be open to conspiracy theories to me right now. Like, how? I mean, I guess you can just ignore and forget about, like, well, because of the mainstream media isn't talking about WikiLeaks, and they weren't at the time really. Julian Assange is like being tortured to death in some weird like Siberian wherever he is, like just being like, Edward Snowden isn't allowed in the country because he told people that we were being spied on, our own citizens were being spied on. He's not allowed back here. People are just like, oh, I guess, whatever. I mean, it's just like, it's just like, it's crazy it's just weird. Like, no one ever thinks it's, I mean, I know a lot of people do think it's weird, but I think then they just move on, WikiLeaks comes out, like, so, like, I even, one girl I went on a couple dates with, she even, she seemed like, and not into conspiracies at all, but she even was like, I saw this movie Snowden. Can you believe that? And I'm like, yeah. I mean, yeah. She's like, what? Like, did that happen? I'm like, yes. People just like don't think about it, and then they see a movie like that. They're like, wait, it said it's a true story. Like, what? I'm like, yeah, that was a while ago. So obviously the phones got better at tracking everything. We all are a bit like this right now. Guess what, guys? I'm under attack. I'm being listened to right now. I'm high on their list. You're not gonna scare me off, big hashtag big brother. You're not gonna scare me off, all right? Just like picture a guy in a shed with like a tin shed, and he has it all like off the grid, and he's like basically like a character in the movie 2012. If you guys have ever seen that with John Cusack, he talks to I think Woody Harrelson or somebody plays this crazy conspiracy guy who like lives in a shed, and he's like crazy stereotype of a conspiracy person. And he was like telling him all this stuff that's going on because the world was ending in that movie in 2012, like because everybody was worried it would because of the stupid Mayan calendar. Now that to me was misinfo. I mean, they almost wanted people to freak out or something. Like, what was that talking about? Like Y2K, Anyway, that's how every conspiracy guy is in a movie. He's just crazy. He lives out, but he knows everything. There's always that in the movie. Turns out this guy was correct the whole time. And then John Cusack has to drive out to him and get find everything out. Well, that's really not that far from the truth. Like, if you watched, like, I didn't see the Snowden movie version. I saw the actual documentary about Snowden when it was happening. Glenn Greenwald, I mentioned him before. He made it. And you see Snowden in, like, a hotel somewhere. They're, like, in Japan or somewhere. Like, when he's getting this story out, he talks to... Glenn was the journalist that actually leaked the info. And he won an award for it or something, a huge award for it. But now he's just not in any news, Snowden is not allowed in the U.S. And yet this guy wins an award, but then Snowden is not even allowed here. Like, I'm surprised they didn't kill him, but maybe they just didn't want to go that overt with it, And this is when Obama was in. People thinking Obama was like great. I mean, that's when the NSA, that's when this was found out. I mean, and it's obviously still going. It's not like Trump would have stopped it or somebody would have stopped it. Yeah, but I don't know. All this shit that is so like weird that nobody talks about, like the Great Reset. That phrase comes up right when COVID happens. Like it was, and then they have a whole plan called There's a book called The Great Reset. There's a whole plan they had that they just unveiled like really like as the pandemic hit. Like not a year later when they had time to think about it. It was just there. Like what is that about? I mean, I'm not even saying that they purposely caused the virus to leak or whatever, but they had this idea before. I forget when it was when on their website it was like, you will own nothing and be happy, which was on their site, and then they took it off after people found it out. It was on there. I mean, it's on their actual site. I mean, it's not a Infowars.com thing. It's really a, you know. Anyway, I've been getting into this guy, Dyer. He is on YouTube, but he hosts. He does sometimes host on it, and on a Smalik Schmoan show. I don't know if you're even allowed to say his name without getting downranked. But he, I guess, is like, or does a show on there or something. I don't know. But I like him because he uses humor too, and he's like pretty like. I mean, he does a lot of religious and philosophy talk, which I totally don't even understand at all. But then when he talks about normal stuff, you know. But he does this thing where he like doesn't name certain names, like to avoid getting, I don't know, kicked off YouTube. He'll just say like Gil Bates instead of Bill Gates. I shouldn't have said his real name there. I'm scrubbed. Yeah, I actually tried a stand-up bit sort of saying. As part of a stand-up bit, I said how, I don't know, I used to actually think maybe Mr. Gil Bates was like legitimately maybe not that bad. Like, I thought people just hated him because he was so rich, and then but he did this charity stuff, and I was like, maybe he's actually like a good millionaire. Maybe he's and then like he's so into so many shady, all this shady shit came out about him. Like he's best friends with Epstein. Then his wife left him, and then his wife said this crazy shit like after I met Epstein, I like had nightmares about him just from meeting. And what? You know what I mean? Like just from meeting a guy, you have nightmares about him. Like clearly she knew he did something bad. Just like Harvey Weinstein, like everyone knew, and I hate that. I'm so sick of seeing that. Everybody knew, but you know, at least finish the quote as we did nothing about it, you know? Everybody knew, but we didn't even say anything. We didn't do anything about it. It was an open secret. So he's and there was this recent interview, like I don't know, a week ago, not even that long ago, where somebody again asked Mr. Gill that about Mr. Schmepstein, and I don't really know if I need to like censor these words or not. Because first of all, nobody listens to this, but also I don't know if it really affects. Like I've never got flagged. The only thing I've gotten is copyright. Like, oh, this is a song, but you can still use it. Oh, I've gotten demonetized. Like a ton of videos said this can't be monetized because it has a song in it, or like 2 seconds of some clip, and that's it. But now he was very annoyed. You could tell he was very mad. Why? I'll tell you what. One reason is, man, this is so funny. Just how annoyed he gets, and how like. So I don't know who this was. This the ABC. It's from ABC. I thought it was BBC, but Australia. Okay, because she had some accent. Sarah Ferguson, Fergie, wasn't that no? So like I think like reporters are doing this now because, look, I mean people have slammed his ex-wife. I don't think she's that bad. Some pictures she looks worse than others. Like this one, I don't know, not. But I mean for Gil, you know, I mean for Schmil Schmates, it's like he's not going to. This is hilarious. Demi Lovato's back to not being a they them anymore. All right, fine. I'm not gender fluid. Now I have a boyfriend, Jordan. I mean, you're asking for trouble though, dating her or whatever. I mean, she could but although she's probably bipolar, I think like she is bipolar. Oh, look at this guy. Looks like Machine Gun Kelly's little brother or something. I'm like not a they them anymore, and I'm with this. I lost weight, so she lost weight and has a gay spider web tattoo. I don't know what that's about. Like, I just mean, like, I feel like I'm lost in a spider web sometimes. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I just feel like I'm like lost in a spider web. And then like this guy's helping me out of. Yeah. I'm with a guy that's like a guy, and I'm a girl, and I'm not, a they them anymore. Anyway, so Schmiel Schmeat said,
it's so funny. I gotta play this.
With him against Melinda's advice and wishes. Do you regret the relationship that you maintained with him against Melinda's advice and wishes?
Oh, I've said that you're going way back in time. But yeah,
New audience.
I will say for the, over 100th time, yeah, I shouldn't have had dinners with him.
I just had dinners with him. I shouldn't have had dinners with him. I've had to, this is going way back in the past. And, do you regret having, knowing him more? By the way, it's funny she mentions his ex-wife saying against it. That makes him look so bad. Do you regret going against your ex-wife's wishes? You regret that then? Oh, yeah, it's going way back in time. I mean, I was probably a fetus at that point. I mean, when I met Epstein, I mean, I had a dinner with him. Ah. Yeah, we had dude, you don't, really? Like, you really expect people to believe that? I mean, even the host won't believe. Like, there's no way she even believes this. I mean, no one believes this. Like, even this headline is downplays, or this article says, downplayed his relationship with convicted pedophile. It's so funny that he's so annoyed. Oh, over 100 times people ask me, and I had a dinner with him. So what? It was a dinner with sex trafficking happening during it. It's kind of weird. Like, your wife warned you against having a relationship with him. Do you really think, like, that's it? Really? I had 2 dinners or whatever he's trying to act like he did. I had a couple dinners with him. That's why my wife said it was a biggest regret of her life or something. Said she had nightmares after. Really? You just went to dinner a couple times and that's why she had nightmares about him? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, they're now divorced, okay? If they weren't divorced, it would be easier to, like, take his side a little bit, like, because... But, like, this actually, like, she said even that this is a part of why they're divorced now. Now, I don't know, like, this happened recently, that they got divorced, like, so I feel like more came out about his relationship with him. Now, I don't know if it's just that it got out in the public and she was so embarrassed that she divorced him. Like, that doesn't even make sense because he's like the richest guy in the world. So more shit was going on, obviously. I mean, she said it was like a big contributing factor and she had nightmares about it. Over a dinner. Really? Oh my God. He's so fucking arrogant here and like... No, you're going way back in time there, I had several dinners, and that's all. Yeah, see? Yeah, we know. And then there's that other interview where they mention Epstein, and he goes, yeah, but he's dead now, so you gotta be careful. That's his quote. Well, he's dead now, so, you gotta be careful. If that's not the most, like, proving conspiracy thing ever. Like, what the fuck? Oh, in 2021. PBS News anchor, Judy Woodruff asked him about the same topic, and the billionaire gave similar answers. The anchor began confronting Gates about the number of meetings he had with the shady billionaire. And he said, what did you know about him when you were meeting with him, as you said yourself, in the hopes of raising money? You know, I had dinners with him. I regret doing that. He had relationships with people. He said, you know, would give to global health, which is an interest I have. You know, not nearly enough philanthropy goes in that direction. Those meetings were a mistake. They didn't result in what he purported, and I cut them off. Yeah, right. You know, that goes back a long time ago now. Long time ago. So there's nothing new on that. But you got to be careful. You got to be careful there. I got to find that clip now. Oh, it's fucking so creepy, man. Here we go,
I want
guys.
to ask you about something else. In the public arena, it was reported
Oh, I guess this is from that
that
article.
you had a number of meetings with Jeffrey Epstein, who, when
Yeah,
you met
so
him
what?
10 years
Long
ago,
time
he
ago.
was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors. What did you know about him when you were meeting with him, as you've said yourself, in the hopes of raising money?
You know, I had dinners with him. I regret doing that. He had relationships
Dinners with him.
with people he said,
Little girls.
you know, would give to global health, which is a interest I have. You know, not nearly enough philanthropy goes in that direction. You know, those meetings were a mistake. They didn't result in what he purported, and I cut them off.
Oh. Another meaning you could take from this is it didn't result in what he said, meaning I did not get the, you know, exact right type of girl from him. So I cut him off. He didn't live up to his you know. He didn't really live up to his side of the deal. I mean, so I just said go ahead and just, have him taken care of in jail.
You know, that goes back a long time ago now. There's
Long
there's
time.
nothing new on that.
It was reported that you continued to meet with him over several years, and
just
that,
said
in
no.
other words, a number of meetings.
He's he's mentally going, okay, have her killed soon?
What did you do when you found out about his background?
Well, you know, I've said I regretted having those dinners, and
Just dinners, guys.
there's absolutely nothing new on that.
The plates were made out of the bones of dead
Is
girls.
there a lesson for you, for anyone else looking at this?
Look how mad
Well,
he
he's
is.
dead, so you know, in general, you always have to be careful. And you know,
Oh my God.
I'm very proud of what we've done in philanthropy. Very proud of the work of the foundation. You know,
I mean, I can't even come up with another meeting that it meant from he's dead now, so you gotta be careful. Like, what else? Yeah, and he does smile after he says it, Which is like the one I just played. He's also kind of smiling like, I just had a couple dinners. I mean, this is, this is a couple. I regret having a dinner with him. He's just going to keep saying, I shook his hands once. Man. What? I can't even think of another meaning of that. What? Why do you even say he's dead now? So, I mean, do you have any other? Well, he's dead now. I mean, so he's implying that somehow he got taken out. I mean, he's implying that it could be, and I'm reading Whitney Webb's book right now. She's been on Tim Dillon. She investigated Epstein, and it's really there's almost too much info in it. It's hard to even keep up. But she talks about the relationship between mob and just high just business I guess corporations, the mob and government. And yeah, so Epstein was he could have been taken out by a mob or like organized crime too. But I definitely think that's what happened. I don't know if it was, but I do think that's why Bill Gates knew of Epstein, because of this relationship that crime has with other things. I mean, I guess before reading the book, I didn't think about it, but like, it does make sense. I mean, if there is organized crime and these people are making tons of money, like somebody on top of an organized crime thing, like Epstein, oh, how did he get successful? Well, this is basically organized crime. It was like a blackmail operation. And go ahead and, I'm going to, I'm not suicidal. I'll just say it, okay? No. But yeah, like, if I was this Whitney Webb person, I'd be scared. Like, she names everybody in this book. I mean, she has so many details in it. I'm like, I'd be scared if I were her. I don't know how I know she doesn't live in the U.S. or something. I don't know if that's because she's worried, but I know she doesn't ever do interviews in person or anything. I've never seen her. But like, yeah, so Epstein and Ghislaine was a organized crime, basically, from the Mossad, whatever it's called, the Israeli, ties with it, at least. I haven't finished the book, but that's clearly how he knew of Epstein, like, and it's probably not just him. He's not going to go name, like, oh, this other CEO did this too. Like, he has relationships with somebody else in crime, like. But it is weird that we all know of Epstein, I guess because he got arrested and had that trial in Florida and then got out of it. And everybody started to know who he was. I can't remember when that was or why. But he's somebody who, I guess, if he's organized crime, everybody knows him. It's kind of like, maybe it's like when everybody knew of, like, Jimmy Hoffa or something like that. But obviously those mob guys had connections with real companies and real, like, to get favors done for them to help people. You just never hear about organized crime anymore. But, like, this must be a modern form of, like, just a blackmail thing, Yeah, so I forget what I was talking about before, but Trump needs to be in prison. Everybody's just, like, focused on the wrong shit now, too. And now I just think Schmil Schmates is like I was saying, like, I used to think maybe he's a good guy, actually, even though he's rich, like, this Epstein stuff, and I just started to realize, like, he's too involved with the vaccine, talking about pandemics years ago. He's just too involved with a lot of stuff where it's like, now I do think he is, I think, really, he wants to, like, control the population, like, not make us, like, I think he's a pro-eugenics guy now. I saw this article where it said he was, like, trying to make water made from feces. I'm not making this up. Real article. He also has, like, all these investments in fake meat companies. And I'm sure, I think I did see one where he is, like, investing in insect meat stuff. And I've seen a lot of stuff about that. Bill Gates, this is from 2015, too. Bill Gates raises a glass to and of water made from poop. This is from NPR. And there's a picture of him drinking poop water. Now, you could go on the side of, like, well, I mean, hey, if there's first of all, how would this be more environmentally friendly? I guess we use compost as whatever. I think all this stuff is to make people comfortable with, I don't know, just to have us even lower on the income level than the rich. Like, just okay with less and like, you know, like, I mean, just look at the like, you know, pandemic response when they did the bailout basically of like every bank. Like they right away gave themselves tons and millions of money, maybe a trillion. All they did right away was do a kickback to themselves, you know, to all these corporations. So I think this is just to like, well, like they are all about the environment. Probably because they're also living on the earth, you know. It's not like they are actually caring about us. It's like we want to make people drink poo water, so like the real water we can have, and maybe if we want, but it's conserved because maybe they're worried about us. Actually, they are actually, I think, concerned about the environment, but you know, that's why it's like, let's just give them nothing to eat. Like we're gonna give them fake meat. Like they'll have cricket meat to eat. They'll have poop water. This is real. This isn't. He literally is doing this. This is from 2015, and they did a video and like a promo thing about it. You know, without the slightest hesitation, Bill Gates. Schmilschmates takes a sip. The water tasted as good as any I've had out of the bottle, he wrote on his blog. And having studied the engineering behind it, I would happily drink it every day. It's that safe. Now, he drank... We're really supposed to believe that? He probably just put a fake real bottle of water and put that in the machine, and then he gave it to him, and he pretended to drink it. It's just like, remember Obama? Everybody's hero? Went to Flint, Michigan, and he just drank a glass of water, and he went, all right, it's fixed. He went there, he did a PR stunt where he drank a fake thing of water because they had that water crisis there where they probably are trying to depopulate. They probably said, Flint, Michigan, we got to get rid of a lot of those people there. And, oh my God. I wonder if it goes into why he wants to do this. Well, it's obviously because, it's cheaper and the environment. Those are the two reasons. It's a good start for what needs to be done in the future as fresh water and energy become scarce. The UN predicts that by 2030, almost half the world's population will face water scarcity, whatever you say it. People die in hospitals. That's not him. As Gates writes on his blog, one man's trash is another man's treasure. One man's shit coming out of his ass is somebody else's champagne. Why not just do piss water too? Why not just do cum water? You know, fart. Could we power like machines on fart gas? You know. Let's look into it, guys. Let's get going on that. I mean, I can't really say I'm doing an impression of him, but just doing a Zuckerberg and Gates impression. Weird that they kind of sound the same to me. But look up that guy, Dyer. He does a good one. And I mean, one reason I'm talking about all this is because that guy, Dyer, mentioned these videos. Called the Doctor. Hold on. They're called
the Dr. Day tapes. Dr. Richard Day tapes.
Look that up, guys. Get prepared. Maybe don't listen if you want to not be feeling terrible, but So these are these like tapes that, and you can't like, don't look this up in YouTube. You have to look on a search engine and then you might have the video come up. That's how I found it. Because like I talked about, you know, you can't find anything on YouTube anymore. There's no way really to have a good search on YouTube because everything that comes up is like 20, you know, CNN videos, not even related to what you're looking at for. Unless it's like a video game, that's like the only thing I can find, maybe, or music. So these are tapes that, like, I guess, hold on, guys. Hold on. Dr. Day tapes. Oh, see? Look, I just accidentally searched in YouTube and it didn't come up. God damn it. Oh, here it is. Here's the link I was watching.
Some sort of device would.
I think you hear someone fighting outside. Yo, this is Brooklyn life, yo. This fucking Brooklyn life. Dr. Richard Day tapes. I guess he gave a private talk that wasn't recorded in 1969. And these videos are this guy recalling talking about that talk, but it's in 1988, which is really confusing. But I guess the guy didn't make these audio tapes until then. Because anyway, this guy, which was a write-up about. I didn't read all this actually till now. Okay, so it says apparently there was a meeting of pediatricians and students in 1969 at the Pediatric Society. And Dr. Day was the medical director of Planned Parenthood, which was like, I guess it was started in 1921. I didn't know that. At a dinner after the meeting, he asked the attendees not to take notes or record what he was about to tell them, which was unusual for someone to say, because it was dangerous what he was talking about. Dr. Day, I know this all probably sounds crazy. Dr. Day was talking as an insider to a group. He said there were those who had a.
There were those who had a plan for the world. That there was a time scale and that much of what they wanted would be achieved through plans that were already set in motion. Dr. Day said, we plan to enter the 21st century with a running start. Everything is in place and nobody can stop us now. Hold on. This group was 300 or so members.
So what I'm picturing is like the Bilderberg meetings, like those have that many members, but it's like the top up, supposedly. And it also reminds me of the World Economic Forum. But they kind of are they record their stuff and they just put it out there. But they're not this, like what this guy was talking about. If you listen to these, like most of it has happened, which is really creepy. I guess Planned Parenthood was already started. But I guess it was this guy, like, he wasn't allowed to record or take notes, but I think I heard somewhere that he after wrote down everything he remembered. And so he's just kind of recalling what this guy was talking about years after this guy supposedly told these people. And he talks about, a lot of stuff, but like most of it is happening or has happened. It's like undeniable when you listen to these, like it's kind of like talking about they'll push just contraception, like they'll emphasize sex for pleasure only. We want people. It's basically a population control and eugenics. Like eugenics is like breeding only. And they did do that in China. They had that 2-child policy for a while, and he actually mentions that. I don't know when that policy was though, in China, but it's China. It's not like China's always been crazy, but he talks just about everything he said. He's just like, people will there'll be more divorce, and this guy's talking end of the 60s. There's going to be more divorce because everybody's going to have to work just to make ends meet. They're going to have to work more hours and spend less time together. people want to have less kids because it's hard to maintain a family. There'll be less money. It'll be like people will be more like less healthy because I mean, then he talks about the food being worse. Yeah, and it has. It's become unhealthy. Way less healthy than probably it used to be in the even 50s or whatever. I mean, I think people like to think that people back then had shorter lifespans, but whenever they started the mass production of food and like fast food, and he talks about that. He talks about there's people are gonna cook at home less. Everybody's gonna go eat out, or there's gonna be like prepackaged dinners that people can just buy, and that's TV dinners and fast food. Yeah, people cook less. It is harder now I mean, people make less money. People do divorce a lot more. No, like, yeah, sex is just about, like, everything he said. He said movies and everything are going to push sex, like, way more. Like, porn will be easily accessible. That's happened. I mean, that's definitely happened. And it is weird to me that when I was a kid, porn was a thing you had to go in the back of a store you needed ID for. I mean, you could know a kid that had magazines hidden somewhere, but, like, his dad had to have bought the magazines. And we I guess people now kind of only think of it as like, oh, it's because of the internet. But it's also free, basically. I mean, unless you want a full-length fucking... No, unless you're a connoisseur, nobody is buying that, I mean, people are simping or whatever and getting OnlyFans, but there's no age limit. There's no way to check it. I mean, some websites might go, "Hey, are you 18?" and then you click yes. But it is fucking weird that, like, when I was a kid, you had to go be like, I don't know, 17. Looking up if there was an age limit. It's not even coming up. It's just actual porn links. Great. Yeah, age restrictions on creating porn. Oh, okay, hold on. UK, I guess the UK wanted to put an age block on porn in 2019. Pornography laws by region. Ugh. So, like, in Africa, you can't even film porn. I didn't even know that. All of it is illegal in Africa. Oh, South Africa restricted, so it must be. That doesn't mean it doesn't happen, though. Ugh. I mean, it's kind of weird, though. Like, why is that? Why is it totally fine? I mean, it's like the book Brave New World and all that type of thing. Keep the masses sedated, It's kind of the Soma drug or whatever it was called. Vatican City, it's illegal in every way, but I'm sure the fucking Ukraine, it's illegal to look at it or film it. Did not know that. What about Russia? Restricted. North America, United States, everything's legal. Not the, gross stuff. Sale, possession, and production, all legal in U.S. There's a ton of countries that it's not. Why? Like, that is weird, the West being... But it didn't used to be that way. I mean, it just didn't. I'm pretty sure you had to be like 17 or something. Ugh, man. Oh, God, look at this creepy article. 3 ways to buy a sex toy when you're under 18. Ew. Oh, my God. This was updated this month. It's totally normal to be curious about your body and sexuality as a teen. In most areas, it's not even illegal for teens to buy sex toys. Isn't that great, guys? Decide which toy you want to try. Vibrator, dildo, strap-on. Ugh. Man, how disturbed would you be if you had a kid and you found one of these? It's totally normal to go to Spencer's and Ask for help. One of the pervert employees there. Yeah, I can help you. Oh God, man. I mean, yeah, only the UK now is the one wanting to change that about porn online. What's the average age that kids are first exposed to porn? Oh man, I don't even want to know this. I can't even find a fucking article about it. I mean, look, I never did. I was always too embarrassed by that stuff. But I think when I turned 17 or 18, I was like, I could, you know. You also, like, if a CD, if you guys remember those, like, if you wanted to buy a CD that had mature, explicit lyrics, a few times I had to have my mom come in because I was under 18 just to hear a swear word. But now, are you kidding? That would be laughed at. That would be like maybe only in like Utah or Mormon country. I do think it's good to block certain things from kids. I mean, you just get confused. Like, it's not like I'm saying like it's good to censor, but it's just like you just kind of get messed up if you see weird shit as a young age. Like, even an R-rated movie that I might have seen parts of or whatever. I don't know. It's not good, you know? I don't know. That's crazy, though. I mean, I guess you can put some parental limits on stuff, but I don't think probably most people do that. And then, you know, you go over they go over their friends, and then they get wrapped up in the, you know, it's a slippery slope, guys. First thing, then one might want to smoke that weed. I mean, look, we just all have to move out into Nowheresville and just fucking start prepping. Just start fucking prepping, man. Get that MDE stuff. I mean, yeah, I've thought about, I don't know. I just kind of hate the culture now. I just hate the stifling culture we're living in right now, like especially where I am in New York. I guess any city, though. I don't think it's worse than. I think any, you know, the thing is you never know. Everywhere is pretty much left wing. I mean, so many places are, like anywhere near a city. It could seem like the most rural place, but then it could be even worse than New York, you know, so people just assume you want to be a bigot then, and that's why you want to get out. But it's like, no, I just am not for stopping certain ideas from being talked about. People can be offended by stuff, comedy, whatever, but like, I just don't, I'm just so sick of everyone having the same mentality, same shit they talk about at open mics here. That's just one thing. It's really just everywhere, though. Like, at work, everywhere, you know, you're not really allowed to have a different, you know, just like any topic you can think of. Like, if I would just be like I'd be nervous about saying anything, you know. And I always think like, oh, maybe it's in my head, I'm being a little paranoid, but like, yeah, it's, you know, recently did open mic, and I thought this gets really uncomfortable, like when you bring up certain topics. Like, I did bring up body positivity, like, and I was gonna lightly criticize it as part of the bit, but it just gets so like everybody just shuts up and like, look, oh, where's he going with this, you know? I mean, nobody actually said anything. I have had old like stand-up bits I did that like one was about white rappers, another was about I mean white women and stuff. I haven't done that in a while. You know, the one about white rappers, like people just would get weird about it. And I guess I mainly noticed that like just every comic at open mics, they just basically self-censor all the time. They don't go in any kind of risky area. They all have the same opinions. They all like basically, even if they start out by going like criticizing something that's like the most edgy stuff I've heard at these open mics lately. It's like one guy was criticizing one guy did a bit about Gen Z. I've heard a couple Gen Z bits, which basically are about that they're too sensitive, but like, I just think people are in general around here. Like, check out those tapes, the Dr. Day tapes. I mean, some of it didn't make sense. Like they didn't predict the internet or anything. And you know, maybe it could have been easy to kind of just predict. Like, I don't know. But yeah, like most of it was true. I just kind of believe that there is that's kind of going on. I mean, how else do you explain that the government never helps us, you know? I mean, they gave us a couple of stimulus checks and everybody was like acting like that's like, and then they got like, there was one of the checks, it was after Biden got in, that they just like almost didn't do it and they got pushed into it. Like they really forced them, like, and it wasn't even that much. It was like, what, 600? It was some fucking pathetic amount. I mean, like, just, I can't believe the amount of shit we've been through the past few years. Like, that is so in your face that they only care about them, like, the rich. Like, yeah, go ahead, shut your business down, everybody. Oh, and we're not going to help you at all. Oh, and groceries are going to get, like, so expensive that, people are going to just steal shit. I mean, people probably are going to steal shit. My friend said he saw somebody get caught at self-checkout, like not scanning a few things and just putting them in his bag. And I guess the grocery store person was like, you didn't scan those, and he got all like mad. So like, yeah, he did it on purpose, and he probably never gets caught. I mean, how do you explain that there's no talk of helping people? Like, there isn't. Like, there's been no signs that they actually care about anyone or anything. Like, they do these, like, now it's all this drama in Congress. Like, oh, we kicked this person out of this thing. Or, oh, we're not going to maybe vote for the speaker or whatever. Like, they now are not even paying attention to anything. Like, we're just talking about Ukraine. We got to send Ukraine money, and that baby formula shortage happened, and they took forever to address it after only, like, everybody fucking... All the evidence is only pointing at the stuff that those tapes talked about. Like, didn't mean to black pill you too hard, you know. Take my black pill, put it up your black hole.
Yeah. Anyway,
Stay tuned for me to, you know, all the steps of the revolution are going to start soon. We're going to just get it going. Everybody's going to stay tuned as we get information, okay? Now is the time to organize. Get out there, organize, and yeah, and nobody's going to do that either. It's all, bring back the Occupy stuff, people. I mean, what are we doing talking about Asian people protests and, oh, this guy got shot, that's bad, but like, just fucking, everybody's so fucking dumb. Oh yeah, it's racism is the problem. It's bigotry about gender stuff. It's not that everybody's getting screwed and there's no end in sight to anything like that. And then they put it on us like we're the problem about the climate. Oh, you guys shouldn't have been spraying those hairsprays everywhere. Okay? You guys shouldn't have been spraying aerosol everywhere. You guys use the diesel and the gas in the cars. And now, you know what? You really should, you're going in timeout, okay? You guys are going in timeout for driving the gas cars that we only made available. We had no other options. Anytime somebody tried to make a water-powered vehicle, they got suicided, so... You know, but look, you guys did it. You guys ran in the shower too long. You guys flushed the toilet too many times. You guys. It's not us with the big execs and everybody and the guests and the... like Bill Cosby. And the pudding and the... It's you guys that did it. So you guys now have to get rid of your gas ovens. You guys have to buy the electric vehicles now with no money from us. No rebate, no nothing. You guys have to get the solar powered houses. I guess sell your kids or something in the illegal black market. I don't know how you're going to get the money. Also close your business because we're going to do climate lockdown soon. You guys stay tuned for the sequel. Lockdown sequel.
Look, guys, wake the fuck up, alright? Wake the
Get woke in that way, okay?
okay? Wake the fuck.
Okay? Okay? Okay?
The revolution is like now, dude. Like,